this off. Hello, hello, hello. It's very low right now. Okay, I believe it is working. We're here for another episode in our WCW MyGM Mode on WWE 2K24, and this will be a extremely chaotic episode. I'm already going into it with a extremely chaotic mindset because today is Wednesday. It feels like Thursday, and I'm blaming that on Dynamite being on Tuesday. So it's kind of got my routine all out of whack. But none of that really matters because this gets uploaded on a Sunday. So I'm just trying to get this done because I've been thinking about this for over a week now. At the conclusion at our last episode, if you've been watching this whole series, on again, off again, I mentioned, am I ever going to get that movie deal that gives us that money bonus? And it finally happened with Seth Rollins. He's in Hollywood right now. We got a money bonus off of it. And we'll be using that money on several different things. First thing that we'll be using it on, just to get it out of the way, everything will now be tier 4 as we're upgrading the stage crew. Bam. That is done. I realistically would love to go to the stadium, but then that's almost like all of our money right there, so we're not going there yet. So, here is the thing. I have a lot of things wrote down, and almost none of them will probably matter in the grand scheme of things. Thing 1, I have no memory of Becky and Candice winning back the women's tag team titles. But there's that. I had no memory of that. Thing 2 is we're probably going to have several pissed off stars. Mainly Finn, because he wanted a rematch with Seth. If you just listen to me, Seth is not here. He is at Hollywood. Granted, their first match that they had sucked. So I would have had to turn one of them face, etc. Seth is probably going to get mad at us that we did not interfere in any of his matches. But granted, we can't do that because he's at Hollywood. I'm going to keep having to mention that. Now, these two I can redeem. Ilya Dragunov beat Finn Balor and is now our world champion and immediately asked for time off, and I granted it. I'm going to grant it because he is at 10 stamina. Kurt Angle wants to team with Ilya Dragunov, so that first week that Ilya comes back, Kurt will probably get that matchup. Now, here's where it might get a bit chaotic. It's because I might fire Finn to get an extra money back. Because I want to hire 4 people. I want to hire 2 women stars and a tag team. Which, with the money we have, we probably can do that. But if not, Finn might be... Because, like I said, Finn's going to get mad at us. I don't really know what to do with him right now. Because everything that I have lined up... This is my plan right now. Again, plans can change. Randy's going to be feuding with Dragon Lee. I'm not the biggest fan of this because Randy's a fighter, Dragon Lee's a cruiser. But their first match that they had got 3 stars. They're also going to main event this week, so it's going to be another test run there. So I'm willing to give them another chance. Ilya is probably going to feud with Kurt Angle because we have yet to have Kurt Angle be a heel in this MyGM mode. And I think that's the route we're going to do it, have Kurt back in the world title picture. Once Seth comes back, he might feud with LA Knight, but LA Knight is out these 2 weeks. If not, and we waited out, we could finally do what we planned on doing at the beginning of this season, and have Seth feud with Dragon Lee and Randy feud with LA Knight once the Orton Lee rivalry is done. That was a mouthful. We're going to have Otis turn into a fighter to feud with Braun Breaker. I actually like that. And then the tag team that we signed will feud with Waller and Theory. And then in the women's side, for this month, I'm going to do Becky and Candice versus Io and Kairi, and hope that Io and Kairi come out of that with the tag team titles. And I can't do Lyra and Isla again because they just had a month-long rivalry. So it might have been actually 2 months. Last episode, I kind of forget that I did 2 months because it kind of flew by. So this episode, more than likely, will be 1 month for the sake of the chaos going on. So now, to get this out of the way, this is what I've been waiting for. Who in the hell can we sign? So first thing first, we're going to be adding this. So we should have 15 scouting points. So we're going to start. We're going to look up. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this and this. And then we'll see how much we have left after that. Because, again, the thing that sucks with these is that it costs you money to search them. So I can understand, like, it costed money down here. Even though it don't cost money, it costs scouting points. But the one person I hope pops up, I'm going to try to manifest it. I want Cody Rhodes on this roster. He has a tie to WCW. He has a tie to a lot of the people that are already on the roster. That is the one guy I hope we could sign. Granted, I was saying, well, I would have signed a tag team. If Cody pops up, I'm willing to change things up. So we will wait to see. So enough waiting. Let's see who we could go after. First thing first. Holy crap. Now, that is hilarious that Stardust pops up. But somebody else that I've been wanting to sign is here, and that is Scott Steiner. And we might be changing things up. Braun cannot turn to a fighter. Can Theory or Waller? Because I've been trying to team Scott Steiner and Braun Breaker up for the longest time. So Scott Steiner will get signed. Booker T, WCW legend. I feel it'd be a bit disgraceful not signing him. What the hell he will do? He might feud with Kurt Angle. We could change Kurt to a bruiser. Booker T, Booker T. Booker T can turn to a specialist, which probably is more beneficial. So, we're still going to continue these searches, though. Because we might can sign other people, obviously. So, we did that. We're going to search here. Okay, Roman Reigns I saw pop up. Tiffany Stratton popped up, who we had last season. So we might just be going crazy. Charlotte is here, who very much, like Cody, has a tie to WCW. What can Charlotte change to? Charlotte can change to a fighter. Noted. Okay, we might. Kevin Owens always pops up. It always bothers me that I have not signed him yet. So, going here. Eric, who had a great one-day reign as U.S. champion once. And then, ooh, Jade. Jade is here. Andre Chase is here. Okay. Like I said, with all these people popping up, Finn is probably out the door. I appreciate Finn. He probably out the door, though. All right. I don't want to do this anymore because, like I said, it keeps costing money. So, Scott Steiner is definitely getting signed. I feel we should sign Booker T. I don't really know what the hell we would do with it, but I feel we should sign Booker T. So, also, we need something for Otis, because that Braun Breaker rivalry is gone. We're not doing that. What is Scott? Scott can turn to a fighter. Let's think this out. Charlotte, I have no clue what the hell. We could do Charlotte. Charlotte turned to a fighter, correct? I'm on the wrong thing. Charlotte can turn to a fighter. Her being a giant could be beneficial down the road because we have Io and Kairi. I try to combine both their names. but I don't want them feuding yet. Roman Reigns is also just like, boom, right there. Jade, we probably couldn't change it. Tiffany Stratton's definitely getting signed. Bring her back. She had a great run. Okay. If Ivar was here, I would sign Eric, but I'm not going down that route again. So do we book Jade? Do we sign Jade or do we sign Charlotte? Again, with Jade, don't really know what we would do because she's a giant. Be a long time before we could change her style, and I don't really want to book her versus Kairi and Io. Charlotte, we for real could team her with Tiffany, turn her heel, team her with Tiffany. But how many women would that have us with? Right now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think Charlotte is the way to go and turn her heel. Timeout. Do we have 7? Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We technically have 8, which is hilarious. So if we have 7 right now, we have 4 and 3. So Charlotte could stay face for the time being. Again, with Booker T, I don't really know what the hell we do with him. But I kind of want to sign him. What could we do with Booker T? See, here's also the thing. Releasing Otis, we're barely getting any money back there. So that I'm not even really thinking that route. Tiffany is a LA Knight. I forgot about LA Knight. Because everything with Booker T seems like we're going down the route of turning him heel at some point. So we're gonna sign Charlotte because we can turn her to a fighter. I feel this could be beneficial. Now, do we release Finn? Is kind of the question here, because then we're not going to have a lot of money left over. Like I said, I don't even really have any plans for him at this moment. So thing 1, we need to change while we're thinking of it. Okay. We're going to go ahead and sign Booker T, like I said. And I think we're going to wait it out a week. I think we're going to wait it out a week and see how things go. And Otis, I appreciate you, Otis, but Otis is probably gone because we don't really have anything for him. Is there anybody else down here that's like under the radar? RJ Chase, I don't really got anything for him. Stardust, it's hilarious that I wanted Cody and they're like, no, you can get Stardust. But I don't want to sign Stardust and just him sit there. So we're going to get Booker. Okay. So Otis, I appreciate you. He was out here for a while. Also, the good thing with this, it gets rid of this Otis, Dragon Lee, Theory Waller rivalry that was a one-time match and it turned to a rivalry. That somewhat bothers me. So there's Otis. But maybe one day he's back. Won't be anytime soon though. So we're actually, for tonight's sake, gonna have Kurt and Booker T, 2 members of the Main Event Mafia, teaming up to face Theory and Waller. This isn't a long-term team. It's for tonight. And then down here, do we do a fatal 4-way or triple threat? We'll do a triple threat. This might be a low-rated triple threat. Charlotte, Oh, actually, here's the thing. All right. Thinking this through. All right. This week, we're going to have Charlotte compete, and then next week, we're going to have her cut a promo that leads her to being the fighter. Because I don't really like Charlotte being labeled a giant. So, where could we spend money to boost things up? This, I feel, would be an okay match without adding a stipulation. This, probably as well, because it's fighter, fighter, bruiser, bruiser. Over here, we'll have this a falls count anywhere. Okay, this is hilarious now, because our most popular giant, up until we signed Charlotte, was that Karen Carpenter that we never booked. Also, we completed our last Hall of Fame challenge because we hired all those people. So, there's a high chance that Finn is gone. There's a chance that we do Booker and LA Knight. It definitely sucks that we cannot have Braun be a fighter. We also need to use this next week. That way we boost in contracts without, waiting. So, thank you, Seth, for that money boost. I'm okay with this week's episode. I'm ready to just, go ahead and get it done. Because my head is all over the place right now. So, Candice, Kairi, Valkyria, women's title. I'm going to hope that... Because the thing with the Randy and Dragon Lee rivalry is it's fighter versus cruiser or bruiser... Or fighter versus cruiser. But their first match was 3 stars. So that's what kind of shocked me a little bit. Booker T Theory. I'm writing this all down now. I'm trying to let's take this out over here. Kurt, Ilya, Booker T, LA Knight. We could still do Seth and Finn. It would just be extremely delayed, and I'd have to turn one of them face, which I don't really want to do. So, like I said, Finn is kind of leaning out the window. For now, it's going to be Becky and Candice versus Io and Kairi. And if we get that fixed match power card, pop it up, we're getting it. That way we could get Io and Kairi winning the damn tag titles because they lose almost every freaking match. Scott and Braun Breaker versus Theory and Waller. Dragon Lee and Randy. Which, again, not being a hater, but Dragon Lee also is kind of leaning out the window because... he's a cruiser. We don't have any male giants on the roster. But he has done well so far. So that would kind of be a bit disrespectful to be like, no, you go on. I also have no clue what the title of this video will be. We're just going with the flow. Like I said, this kind of feels like a weird filming session. But I just wanted to get this done. Because I've been thinking for a week, who the hell could we sign? And we had a good signing spree. So here we go with this week's episode. Boom. In Hawaii. As Candice stays champion. The main event Mafia reunite and win. Got a good rating. Don't like that it turned into a rivalry, but I can understand why. Charlotte wins. See, Finn's not going to be happy, but he's our most popular star. As Randy wins this. Okay, like I said, we're getting good ratings here. So we'll keep this rivalry going as long as that is happening. Now at the pay-per-view, I plan on doing the women's tag team in the main event. We also we're gonna keep Finn for now because I don't feel like spending any more money signing anybody. Try to build our money back up, and so if he wants out, then we get our money back anyways. But we might try to use him as a trade piece down the line. So that will be a wait and see situation. I'm intrigued by this. I thought this was a tag team call out. It's just a regular call out. I'm not really interested in the rest of the show. All right. And we also had like Roman Reigns right in front of our face, and I was like, yeah, nah. Let's go with Booker T. 4807. Jesus, we are just getting our butt kicked, and I don't like it. At least we're in second place right now, but like William Regal's about to get 5 million fans, then he's going to be back in second place. I still will never understand how Foley got 5 Hall of Fame trophies. We're just going to go ahead and sign him. That way I don't have to worry about him and Theory. Because we could sign him now and still do the contract boost. And this isn't that much money compared to others. You're opening. See, look, now Seth and Finn about to be mad at me. Also, I thought I had him appear at the pay-per-view. Because I didn't think I might be forgetting wrong. So I don't know what the hell that's about. He's upset. He is also upset. We might... I think I got an idea. And this is going to be a little bit crazy. We're going to turn Finn face. I feel that's very beneficial. If not, we can change him right back to heel. We need Scott to be a fighter. So he's changing to a fighter. And we will do one charity promo with who? Who could we do a charity promo with? Nobody yet. Alright. Match-wise, I have no clue where we're about to go. Actually, yeah, we're going to keep that. We'll do that. We need to turn Kurt heel. We don't have to, but I would like to turn Kurt heel. We also need to do this while I was thinking. Or do we wait? We'll probably wait for that. We'll wait for that. I have no clue what matches to book, though. First of all, is there a fixed match here? This is what we need. We need a fixed match to pop up before we get to Fastlane, which I did not know was our next pay-per-view until I looked. So our main event is going to be the Women's Tag Team Title Tornado Tag. I just want Kairi and Io to win. They keep losing, and it bothers me. We're doing that this week, and they will main event the premium live event more than likely. Over here, do we turn Kurt this week or wait it out? Do we turn Kurt this week or wait it out? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I think we'll wait until literally the go-home episode of the pay-per-view because he needs to team with Ilya next week and it'd make more sense if it's Kurt and Ilya's facing whoever. Booker, we will wait it out. This is going to be an extremely weird episode. No clue. All right, we're going to do Randy cutting a promo because he's got low stamina. We have one injury rehab. We need the health spa, but I'm being too stingy and not paying for it. So Randy's gonna cut a charity promo. I don't like doing charity promos, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Kurt versus do we do him versus Grayson or him versus Theory? The Grayson thing don't matter, but we'll do him and Waller. I feel that would be a slightly better match. We're gonna do a fatal 4-way. This is gonna be an extremely crazy fatal 4-way. Charlotte, who is supposed to turn, we'll do that next week. Just remind me. Tiffany, Lyra, and Karen Carpenter's finally going to get a match. Will this be high rated? Probably not, but we can at least try it. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, this episode low-key kind of sucked. We're relying very heavily on this main event. Awkward silence, awkward silence. Y'all might have heard my chair creak. Alright. LeRae and Becky versus Sane and Sky. Tag title tornado tag. Here we go. We're saving a lot of money. I'm not gonna say a lot of money. Saving more money than usual this week. Angle wins. I think here's what I will say. Ooh, Lyra wins. Tiffany's hurt. Don't like that. We need 2 fixed matches. Because I think what we're going to do at the pay-per-view, a first time in this MyGM, a casket match between Finn and Seth. Because I think Seth will come back at the pay-per-view. As we finally have new champions. Been waiting for that. Thank you. Please win at the pay-per-view when I book this match. I'm interested in this main event. I'm also interested who the hell is in this second match. As I also kind of just threw out the window that whole trade in Finn idea, but I kind of like the cat. If we get 2 fixed match power cards, then at the pay-per-view, Finn and Seth will be on the show at a casket match. Because I've never done it one in this MyGM, but the whole thing with the casket match is the loser of the other match is removed from your roster. RVD is a double champion like he was in real life. ECW twice. Because in the original ECW, he was TV and tag champion. And then in W... What the hell? What is this? Where the hell did this Scott Steiner freaking pop up from? Pun, that was a pun not intended, but what the hell? What? Bro. That's freakish. That pun was intended as well. Bro, where the hell did this Scott Steiner pop up from? Bro. And we have long hair Scott Steiner. Granted, Which one do you think Braun looks more like? Because long hair Scott Steiner wears the singlet, at least. So, what? Oh, my. How many freaking Scott Steiners are there? I know what the thumbnail of this video is going to be now. Unless something even more crazy happens. I would love to get Umaga on this roster. Umaga's done very well for them on NXT. Also just realized, like, the possibility of us getting 2 fixed matches is pretty low. As I think you got to get 5,500,000 fans. Because I was about to say, NXT should have went up one, but I ain't complaining. Over here, I appreciate. See, here's what happened. Look, I love Kairi Sane, and I might just dead ass give her this bonus, even though I don't want to. I'm going to do it because I love Kairi Sane so much. I don't want her to get mad. Don't anybody else do this crap. Don't anybody else. EO, you might be allowed. Scott, I don't want to give you that much, but you probably could. I've been putting in a lot of work. I think I've earned a shot at the U.S. title. You know? You see? Well, I'm willing to do that. I actually am willing to do that. So, we need to do thing 1. Of course, there is no freaking fixed match. That's not that bad. Thing 2. How many? We got 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 5 weeks. Did we not sign? I thought we signed something. All right. We're going to go ahead and use this power card that extends everybody. Because we're probably not signing anybody else. Anytime, at least during the course of this episode. All right. Boom. We need to do this tag team match with Ilya involved now. We'll probably have it in Kurt. That way Kurt's not mad. Next week we're going to have Kurt turn heel. And then at the pay-per-view will be Kurt and Ilya. And then that rivalry should probably extend for a month over the world title. So that's the plan there. Now our main... Alright, so the main event this week. Randy, Scott Steiner, and Booker T. Now, if I... Who is our most popular cruiser is what we need to do. Least popular. Ensure that your least popular is available in a match. So who is that? It is Dragon Lee. So if I have him interfere... I think we're just going to dead ass do Kurt or Randy and Scott. Because I get confused whatever the hell we do the triple threat. And if it counts for that match that they wish for. And just again, we appreciate Scott Steiner around here. So, Randy versus Scott Steiner for the U.S. title with Dragon Lee running in. Okay, so that doesn't help. Unless we just book him. Alright. Jesus. This gets so freaking confusing. I don't want Ilya, or even for that fact, Kurt get hurt. So that's why this is a non-stipulation match. For the first time ever, or this is probably not, I think this is actually the second time ever, we're gonna have a tag team call out. EO, all these people. Because do we go ahead? Where's our stamina meters at? We are pretty low at the moment. We already used the first Breeze power card this episode. We're going to use this other one this episode as well. I normally like to wait it out, but stamina is already pretty low, except for freaking Scott Steiner and Seth, which, to be fair, Seth ain't even here. I'm just kind of going crazy this week. Can I do this before a pay-per-view? I can't. Use it this week. Actually, so that'll actually be for next week's episode, and then we'll wait it out there. All right, like I said, we're a bit all over the place this episode. So, what we're gonna do is Randy is going to face Scott Steiner. Do I have a face Broad Break? Ooh, okay. And a triple threat, because Scott asked for it. Dragon Lee is going to be involved to get our Commissioner Gold bet. If there is an issue with this, then next week we'll do Scott versus whoever the U.S. champion is in a singles match. The only issue with this is potentially Dragon Lee winning the U.S. title. And we're going to do this in this match right here. Because I don't know ratings-wise how. Screw it. It's a freaking U.S. title match. We'll do it in the main event. Randy, Scott, Dragon Lee. U.S. title. LA Knight is back. I don't really have anything for him. It is hilarious that everybody here is a freaking face because I turned Finn face, even though I probably didn't and shouldn't have. Oh boy. You know what? This is gonna be a random ass tag match. But it's going to get a low rating. But in theory, here's what I want to propose. I'll propose it after I set it up. So, Kurt and Booker have been teaming. They're like, oh, we're such a great tag team, you know. Can we do it with anybody else? So, Ilya's going to feud with Kurt next. LA Knight is probably going to feud with Booker next. So, it kind of sets them up. Granted, LA Knight might be feuding with Randy next, but that ain't happening right now. So, next week, we could turn Booker and Kurt both heel to set up these matchups that potentially might happen. Granted, I might feel froggy and at the pay-per-view do a fatal four-way for the world title. That, like, we got several ideas going there. But this I am doing to get this freaking Kurt and Ilya tag match done. Now, who the hell can we have freaking Theory and Waller face? Braun Breaker's at 100 stamina. So Braun Breaker needs to be booked. This is going to get a low rating. I already know that. That is not that intriguing of a main event. What is Kairi and EO's stamina at? 44 and 50. I'm trying to have them cut a promo. That way they at least get some stamina back. If I do this, it's going to say the rivalries on cooldown. Because literally all of our women are freaking... Alright. I don't know what freaking stipulation to put on. Or do Extreme Rules. With all the women that... Not including Candice. Oh my god, we're supposed to freak it. Alright. We're changing this to a triple threat because I remembered something I was supposed to do. Becky, Elira, and Isla. Extreme Rules. Here's what I'll say. I remember I said I was going to do this. But thinking ahead, because I very much want our next women's tag team rivalry to be Charlotte and Tiffany versus Io and Kairi. And with doing that, it would benefit us to keep Charlotte as a giant and at some point turn her heel or turn Tiffany face. But I would much rather cheer for Kairi and Io. So that is something that we have to come with down the road. So I do remember me saying I needed to do this, but I've changed my mind and at least have a rationale for it. So we're actually going to do here. We're going to leave this match, like I said, next week. If this doesn't count as Scott's U.S. title match, then next week we'll have Scott, hopefully, versus Randy for the U.S. title, and then have Dragon Lee interfere, and at the pay-per-view, it'll be Randy and Dragon Lee's big blow-off. So there's that. This is not a good episode. This is just not a good episode. We're going to change this back to a Fatal 4-Way. Put Charlotte back in. Boom. Do we go? We're going to still go. We're actually going to do the call-out. Because I like that initially. And then right here, Theory's doing an ad promo. This is not a good episode. And I already know, like, the best match of this would probably be that freaking middle tag. And it's going to get the lowest rating. We are all over the place. And to be honest, I blame Seth and I blame myself for turning Finn heel. I shouldn't have done that. We also haven't even gotten to the freaking Scott and Braun Breaker. We need Braun to, like, boost up to this level 15 already. That way, we probably could change him to a fighter. And then that tag team rivalry would be a lot better. But is there any... How do you, like, boost that up? See, in-ring XP... Where is that up here? So, 4 more. So, I actually think that we could do that. So, we went crazy with the freaking... We're going to use this for Braun. Is there anybody else that'll, like, benefit more? Charlotte, maybe. Candice. But we're going to go with Braun. So, we're right there. We're right there, almost at that level 15. So we can hold off on this tag team rivalry till probably next month. So we keep writing this all down. This is not going to be a good episode. Maybe if I say it, the opposite will happen. So the next episode, we need Kurt and Booker T turn heel. At least Kurt. Which this will be the first time in this series that Kurt is a heel. And Kurt and Ilya sound like a very good rivalry. Booker T and LA Knight sounds like an okay rivalry. As I will not lie, our women's division has not had, besides the women's tag team, like, this month for the women's division has just been straight up multi-person matches. Dawn and Charlotte. Extreme Rules. Let's see how this goes. Not spending that much money on this week's episode. We're 44 freaking minutes in. As Charlotte wins again. Level 3. Okay, 2 stars. I'm willing to tolerate it. Never get any boost from the charity promos as Finn wins here. Yeah, Scott wins the U.S. title. So we shouldn't have to do that singles match again. We probably will. The issue is that I don't want Randy getting hurt because he has a very low stamina. I ain't really interested in this show. Over here, bro, like, I'm still so, like, this Scott Steiner spawned out of nowhere. Literally a week after we signed Scott Steiner. Bro, y'all saying the Rock's feud with freaking Sam Shaw in 2024? This better be low as hell. 2 stars. Freaking our tag team match got the same rate as Gigi Dolan and Random Woman. I don't even know, like, I'm going to have to, like, look after this and see, because, like, I have not done any My Faction stuff, and I know this is, like, a My Faction card. Like, I have no clue. Do I even have, like, is that, like, free or something? I want to look into that. All right. Okay, all right. That could have been worse. Do I have to book him in a match? Okay. He wants an appearance. We need to do this rule change, which is hilarious timing and situation to do this. Unless we turn Ilya heel, which I don't really want to do that. Of course, we don't have a freaking fixed match. Keep hitting the wrong button. I was trying to look over here. So we need 5,500,000 fans. So that's why NXT hasn't gotten that yet. Is Seth back yet? Seth should be back at the pay-per-view. So we're doing this match at the pay-per-view. Will it be a casket match? Probably not. We might wait until next month's pay-per-view. But it will also... We'll see. We'll see. If we get 2 freaking fixed match power cards... As I keep hitting B. Oh, we're in such a tricky dicky. We're in such a freaking tricky dicky. I have no clue what to book for this show. Okay. What is Candice's stamina? Candice has a 73. Charlotte, we are probably not booking at the pay-per-view. Io is here. Kairi is here. Okay. Did see this. So Braun, we can change to a fighter. We will wait and do that when it is needed. Scott Steiner is our U.S. champion. We're going to wait and do this role change. We will probably wait and do it either at the pay-per-view, because I don't know what matches we're booking at the pay-per-view. I'd love to do Kurt and Ilya at the pay-per-view, but I feel it would get a low rating if we didn't. We also need heels, because we have a bunch of freaking faces right now. The main event this week. I don't know what stipulation to put it in. But y'all know how I was literally just talking about, oh, the main event mafia. Completely neglected that Scott Steiner was also the main event mafia. Probably because this is long-haired Scott Steiner. A steel cage match. We're going to do... I don't want to do Randy and Dragon Lee in a steel cage yet. I really messed up by turning Phil, or I combined it. I messed up by turning Finn face. Because we just are so low on freaking heels right now. We're going to do a steel cage match. I just don't know who to put in it. Because Dragon Lee and Randy would make sense, but I don't want either of them getting hurt. I want to conclude that at the pay-per-view. We're doing the women's tag team title match at the pay-per-view. I don't think I could do... I could actually do this as the freaking steel cage. That way we get that done. I don't think anybody will come out of this hurt. And then at the pay-per-view, Booker and or Kurt are turning heel. All right, boom. Over here, I don't really like Lyra and Charlotte being a rivalry. But we do need something for freaking Lyra to do. See, look, that's hilarious. Because I think this is going to get a low rating. This is my issue with this. Because it's face and face. I don't really like this being a rivalry. If I include Isla, I don't really think that does anything. So I don't really know what to do there. Why does everybody got to be a bruiser? Why does everybody have to be a freaking bruiser? As freaking random noises coming in. I think this episode Deadass is just going to be all triple threat matches. Just so that we have, like... Because, like, we have way too many faces. And then heels. So, which could get us the highest rating? LA Knight... Which, while I'm looking, that is like the 5th time I've done that. Accidentally almost backed out. LA Knight can turn to a fighter not needed at the moment, even though I just said, why is everybody bruisers? What did I just say? Finn, Dragon Lee, Theory. Boom. Backstage Brawl triple threat. Charlotte, Lyra, and Karen Carpenter. This might be the last time she is booked. This is legitimately, potentially, the stupidest match I've booked, but it's a backstage brawl, so I expect it to get a high rating nonetheless. Then LA Knight, Braun Breaker, and Grayson Waller. Boom. So, legitimately, all triple threat matches here. This pay-per-view, aka Fastlane, which deadass most Fastlanes didn't have much intrigue to them. But, like, this match is going to be like, oh, we're starting off, what is going on in the back? Kind of like how AEW does. There's going to be them fighting. Karen Carpenter's just there to also ensure the triple threat quota continued. Her last name is, I just called her Karen Carpenter. It's Compactor. I apologize. Miss Compactor. What we need here, being honest, is Booker to come out with this as the U.S. champion. That way, if him and LA Knight are feuding, all right, backtracking. He might be feuding with LA Knight. LA Knight might be feuding with Randy. That is something that we'll wait and see. Dragon Lee might get traded because, like I said, I don't really have anything lined up for him. Because Angle Ilya, this is for after the pay-per-view. Angle Ilya, Booker versus whoever we trade for Dragon Lee. Randy and LA Knight. Seth and Finn. As I got a burp. Scott and Braun versus Theory and Waller. Charlotte and Tiffany versus Kairi and Io. Lyra probably versus someone else. Might do Becky and Candice, which means that we need to trade Isla for somebody for Lyra to feud with. So there's that. The thing is, with the trades, they're never guaranteed. And like I said, we could do Finn and Seth and build up to that casket match at the end of next month if I feel like doing it. And because every one of these other matches are stipulations, we're going to do this, tables, because I don't need Dragon Lee or Finn getting hurt. That's why Randy is cutting a promo. So right now, our pay-per-view is going to be Kairi and Io versus Becky and Candice. Finn versus Seth. Kurt turns heel. We might do Kurt and Ilya in a match, and then it sets up the heel turn afterwards, or we'll just need to see how the rest of the card fills out. Because like I said, we got way too many faces right now. This is such a weird episode. In our main event, the main event Mafia explodes. And I'm writing that down. Main event Mafia explodes. Steiner versus Angle versus Booker T. U.S. title, steel cage. Like I said, I very much need Booker to win this. That way, him and whoever he feuds with could be for the U.S. title, because Scott and Kurt both are going to be in other title rivalries. So this fixed match ain't here anywhere. So what is this? Raise the popularity by +10. Save money there. So I'm all right with this episode. I'm as all right as I can be with this episode. Here we go. The first match is kind of the WTF match. Here we go. I just don't like that it set up Charlotte and Lyra to be in a rivalry. By also turning Charlotte heel, that would help that rivalry out a lot more, though, to be fair. Dragon Lee wins. We ain't got a bad rating at any of these matches yet. I don't know why I had to open my mouth there. Booker T, can you do me a solid? Can you do me a solid, Booker T? We're about to see. He can't. Scott still champion. Not the worst. Not the worst thing. I'm just glad we got a good rating out of it. Now, I know what to do. I know what to do, though.
1, 2, that's it. Ring the bell.
As I'm just going to go ahead and simulate through this. Episode. This is our 65th time we're booking a show. This next episode. Bro, look at that freaking Scott Steiner match. Right. And it is for Fastlane. WCW MyGM Mode page 23, our 23rd page as well. Dun da da da. Don't like any of this. Okay, you are definitely here. It's been too long, but I'm back. Thanks for the opportunity. The movie was getting some buzz. Your test graders. This is great for my career. I'm not giving her a bonus. Fuck! Why does she have to do that now? Why? All right. We're doing the Kurt Ilya match this week. What the hell the rating will be, I don't know. Our main event. Please have fixed match here. Thank you. That way, boom. All right. That makes me feel a little bit better. Not a lot. Not really, because we had such timeout. Charlotte can turn to a fighter. Lyra's already a fighter. This is a new champ. I got an email. Bro, we're getting all over the freaking place. I'm actually freaking pretty heated. Nigel McGuinness, Jerry Lynn 2-pack. I did not know this was a 2-pack. I thought this was just a singles, but it does make sense. Because Jerry Lynn beat... Oh, y'all don't even know. This is the new AEW figures. Alright. Main event, no matter what. Women's tag team title match. In a steel cage. There's a chance that after this, Becky or Candice turn heel and they feud. We need another women's tag team because freaking Tiffany ruined it. The thing that makes this difficult is that Kairi and Io are freaking cruisers, so it's hard to find like people that match up with it. Like Becky and Candice, it's made sense because they're specialists. Over here, I have no clue what match to book Kurt in. He's also at 29 stamina. To be fair, he was just in a freaking steel cage match. Randy Dragon Lee. Do I do an ambulance match, or is that... Screw it, we're going to do an ambulance match. Seth. This is going to be an extremely weird triple threat. That might end up changing. This sets up Seth and Finn, and if they feud, it'd be for the U.S. title. Because I'm trying to get the U.S. title off Scott. That way we could do Scott and Braun versus Theory and Waller. Do we just not have Ilya compete? We'll see how this goes. Oh, my goodness. Here's the thing. I already know that this is not going to freaking end this rivalry because it's a level 1. But we need to have Kurt booked. I should have been booking that better. If Kurt gets injured, which I'm never hoping that. A, we have an injury rehab. But this could be a great reason for him to turn heel and attack Ilya, who he thought was someone that he could trust. Now, I have absolutely no clue what to do for this last match. Do we do them in the submission match? We're still going to do them in the submission. We can do 2 submission matches. Screw it. And then we need Booker to be a heel. He will probably be feuding with LA Knight. LA Knight is a fighter or a bruiser. For the 8th time, he is a bruiser. So, we need a face to either... We need to trade Dragon Lee for a face for Randy to feud with or for Booker to feud with. Whoever, a face bruiser. And whichever one is not feuding with Booker or Randy will feud with... I just confused the hell out of y'all. LA Knight is either going to be feuding with Booker or Randy. We need to trade Dragon Lee for a face bruiser that the other person will be feuding with. If that makes any sense. So, right now, the plan for after this pay-per-view will be Kurt Ilya, Seth Finn, Scott and Braun versus Theory and Waller, Booker versus LA Knight, Randy versus whoever we trade Dragon Lee for. Women's division side, Becky and Candice, with one of them heel. Io and Kairi versus I don't know yet. Charlotte, we might even throw Charlotte into that mix because Tiffany really ruined that stuff, but I was not giving her a $100,000 bonus the day of a pay-per-view. And I was hoping by like doing that, like, oh, you got one more chance, and then she's going to be booked in something good, but she's impatient. So now we kind of got beef. So, like I said, we need Booker as a heel. And then after this, we'll turn Kurt as a heel. Now, LA Knight can do a charity promo as well. And because we have the money, we're going to have Braun do a charity promo as well. Now, here's the thing. I keep seeing Alba Fire booked at ECW, and I would love to trade for Alba Fire because Alba Fire and Isla Dawn are an actual tag team. But the thing is, Io and Kairi, I don't know what the hell I could change their styles to. So, I don't know if I could book. That is actually pretty hilarious. If we could change Alba Fire to a giant, a giant or a specialist, we are going all out to get freaking Alba Fire. And then we might do Charlotte versus Becky, Candice versus Lyra in that some sort of mix. So, we'll see with that, though. Alright, though. We need to, make sure this goes to the right person. I don't really need Kurt getting hurt. I would love it very much if Randy wins this match. I would love it if Randy wins this match. Granted, we're going to use this for Kurt, because like I said, I don't need Kurt getting hurt, because we have the injury rehab that we'll probably use for Randy if he loses. If not, it's a backup plan, and it can be used for Kurt. But because I'm going to also earn another one of these, that's why we're going to go ahead and use this for Kurt this week. Boom. Now, over here, anything else I need to change? I don't really like... I don't have a problem with this match if it wasn't a level 1 rivalry. If it was a higher one, I would be perfectly fine. But with it being level 1, that's kind of what's got me bothered. Unless... What is Braun doing? We're going to change things up. We're going to have this. Boom. This will change it up and make more sense for All right. So, in the game, it doesn't make sense, but hear me out. Braun is going to cost Waller, which, if you remember, last month, Kurt and Braun were feuding, so it seems like Waller's like, oh, I got the advantage, and Braun's going to like, hey, that's not really how this is going to work. So Kurt should win this match. So, Waller is then going to want to feud with Braun, or at least win a match, because he's going to feel that Braun screwed him out of it. But before that could even happen, Theory is going to cost Scott Steiner, the U.S. champion, more than likely. That way we can get the U.S. title onto one of these two, and then it makes sense to why Braun and Scott are feuding with Theory and Waller. Boom. I don't really like this because both of these people are faces, and I should have had Charlotte turn heel the last time around, but they sparked this rivalry out of nowhere, so it is what it is. In reality, we need to trade Dragon Lee for a face bruiser. I love Dragon Lee. He's done very well on this roster. If he was a level 15 and we could change him to something else, then I would be willing to have him feud with somebody else, but we might deadass have him feud with Ilya, if we can't get a trade done. I know I've been hyping up this Kurt and Ilya rivalry, but we could have Ilya and Dragon Lee feud, Kurt and Booker feud, Randy, LA Knight feud. But that will be plan B if we cannot find a face bruiser to trade Dragon Lee for. So, Randy, Dragon Lee, ambulance match. Kurt Angle, Grayson Waller, special ref, Braun Breaker. I've been saying this has been a bad episode all along. This has been an okay episode with extremely weird booking. I've also had to go to the bathroom for at least the last 30 minutes. Steiner versus Rollins versus Balor. U.S. title TLC match. As the women close out the show, Valkyria versus Charlotte. Submission. And then our main event, women's tag team title, Kairi and Io versus LeRae and Lynch. Tag team title, steel cage. Anything else? We don't got money for this. We're about to get one of these. I don't think there's anything else to spend money on. I just hope our show is better than freaking NXT's by a landslide. So we will see. Here we go. I am very okay with this show. As Dragon Lee wins, which is hilarious. But like I said, we could use that injury rehab on Randy, or just we can wait it out. We'll wait and see. Angle wins. I don't like this rivalry's continuing, but that's not the worst thing. As Finn wins the U.S. title. We just needed the title off Scott. That way he can move to the tag division. This is the match I'm worried about. At least it didn't even conclude the rivalry. It made a level 4. Could be worse. Our main event. I'm very happy with this main event. I'll take it. All right. Now, we're going to go through these. The Red Flame. I saw this guy, but I forgot to look at his name a while ago. We need to go all out to get Alba Fire. If Alba Fire could turn to a specialist or a giant, would be so beneficial for us. I don't even know how long we've been going in this episode. It's probably been a while, though. As RVD loses the TV title. Involving 2 people I don't even know. I've been waiting for, like, I'm still shocked as hell. We're gonna find out where the hell this other Scott Steiner spawned from. Because if you have noticed, outside of Stardust and Cody, who still hasn't appeared, I set the rosters to where it's one of every person. So this extra Scott Steiner appearing, I'm not gonna say ruined. If there's one person that it could be a made exception for, Scott Steiner kinda low key makes sense. Do I buy this Jerry Lynn, Nigel McGuinness 2-pack? Because I won't lie, I thought that it was going to be a singles. It comes out in the 16th, so I think that's a week from now. I also want to buy the Dudleys 2-pack, but, like, I'm so far behind in, like, wrestling figures and what I want. This Nigel Jerry Lynn 2-pack, though, is pretty cool, as I don't like that they had a 5-star match in their main event. 5068. They literally got 200,000 fan advantage and a lot more money. All right. They got about 150 out. Miscalculated. All right, over here. Where's Alba Fire? All right, thing we can't even see if we could change her yet. Where? Why can I not trade? I don't know why I can't trade Ilya, but I didn't really plan on it. I'm looking for Kairi or... Alright. The thing with this is that Kairi could almost be a level 15. So I think this could work out. I definitely think this could work out. What I'm trying to do there. A face. I also keep forgetting that we could do freaking Gunther and freaking Ilya, but I don't really have anybody to trade Gunther for. Unless we trade Dragon Lee for Gunther. We do Gunther and Ilya and have Booker and Kurt feud, or Kurt and Randy, which Kurt is at a 17, I think. Because we could change Kurt to a bruiser, Randy to a bruiser. So one of those could change. I'm going to look around. We're going to look around. We're going to look around first, but I think I like that option. We need to look around. A face bruiser. Look for a face bruiser. The Sandman. What RVD could change a specialist. I thought RVD lost the TV title, by the way. All right, we're gonna look at NXT. I don't really want to give them any more money. Just look at this. This is just hilarious. We've had 2 Scott Steiners on the roster. What is Bruno? Bruno's a bruiser? Yes. He's also, like, been champion legitimately this whole time. Drew McIntyre is a bruiser. He can turn face. I think I like the Gunther option more. We're trying that. Gunther and Alba Fire. Karen Carpenter. Dragon Lee. Okay, here's the issue, though. There's somebody else I'm forgetting. No. We're going to have to give them a lot of money that I don't really want to. See where this starts. Okay. Do I spend my whole budget trying to get Gunther over here? Probably. The most I'm willing to give up is $150,000, though. All right there. Huh? At no point in your ramblings were you even close. Goodbye. So we can't even do it. Okay. Mick Foley, you're such a big jackass. Like, I don't think you understand how much I hate you, and you piss me off. I don't understand if this meter, if it goes all the way up, I thought that meant that you were close. It might be to the opposite way and you're going the other way, but I don't even think that's really the case. Now, here's what really pissed me off is he, like, counter offers. Bro, I really want to go through so bad. Alba! We needed Alba! We needed Alba! We're in a tricky dicky now. I don't want the Sandman. And I'm not giving you all this money to get the Sandman and Bubba Ray Dudley. Being honest, I would... If I could have done Dragon Lee for McIntyre, I would have. But I need to keep Randy. We need to keep Randy. So, it seems that we need to find one more freaking guy now. Alright. Yeah. I didn't... all of them? Alright, just one. Maybe that's why I couldn't trade Ilya. Boom. For the next... Alright. Fans would love to see Booker T and Lee. For the next few weeks, any solo contest between the two triple threats will receive a popularity boost. So Dragon Lee, it seems, will be staying on the roster. I just don't know what the hell to... Dragon Lee's issue is that he's a cruiserweight. We don't have any giants for him to feud with. That's mainly the issue there. They can get a match, but Grayson Waller will be involved. I'm just letting y'all know that. Alright. Select a superstar. When this superstar participates, all... Huh? Less stamina. Okay. Gain 3,000 fans when... And gain... I feel this is the most reasonable, but probably difficult. So... This is going to be a random ass 4-way. I'm going to see, here's the thing that always gets me and confuses the hell out of me. Is that when I do these so like Braun wants a match with Booker T this week. If I put him in a match with Booker T and it's a 4-way, because if you just saw Booker T, Dragon Lee gain a boost, if I do that in a 4-way, does that count for this Braun Breaker challenge? So, looking at it, though, for next time's sake. Because this is, again, another... I'm not going to say cliffhanger's the right word, but, like, we had such a simple, like, plan going ahead, and we got freaking contracts coming up, and I got to go to the bathroom. So, to, like, quickly wrap this up. Booker, Braun Breaker, Dragon Lee, and Waller. Is Waller correct? This might happen next. This might not. We'll wait and see. Steiner, in theory, yes. We'll see what else we do. Because we had everything planned out then. Mick Foley had to ruin it. So we will see what the hell happens at SummerSlam. Like I said, I need to go to the bathroom desperately. So that's the end of this video. I enjoyed making this. A lot of chaos happened throughout it. This has been a longer episode than expected, even though last episode we did 2 months worth. This episode we only did 1 month's worth. It's almost the same freaking length. So that is what it is. So I'm done for now. I appreciate y'all for watching. I'm out. See you when I see you. Stay safe. All that.